Hey guys, what's going on? Man, did you guys see that crazy ass game that just ended right now? The Clippers at home against Sacramento, 176 to 175, double overtime for Sacramento. They were on the second night of a back-to-back. What a huge win. Just an absolute disaster for the Clippers, guys. They were up something like 12 points, I think, with a couple minutes left in regulation, and they just kept turning the ball over, and Sacramento just kept capitalizing. What a crazy ass game. I don't remember guys seeing a game like this for I don't know how long. This might be a regular season record. The only time I ever seen a 176 to 175 game is in the All-Star games. Just absolute madness. Props to the Kings, guys. They were on the second night of back-to-back and managed to hold on for 2 OTs. Man, I bet they're going to be checking him for for doping, the doping test to see if they're taking any steroids. Man, that was just absolutely nuts. Anyways, guys, let's talk about tomorrow night's games. Let's do our overnight betting preview. 7 games on the slate. I got a couple early leans, but let's take a look at each one of these games, break them down. Toronto, 7-point favorite. I had Toronto favored by 5.5. Just a 1.5 point difference, my estimate with the actual line. I didn't expect this line to be this high since I saw that Fred VanVleet is going to be missing for tomorrow's game. Personal reasons. He also missed their last game at home against the Pelicans. The Raptors got another W, 3 straight for them. They're climbing up in the rankings, 29 and 31, just a couple games below 500, but they have won 3 straight, 7 out of their last 10 in the 9th position. They are only, guys, just a couple of games ahead of Chicago, which is in 11th place. They need all the wins they can get, and against teams like the Pistons, this is a must win for Toronto. If you see what they did in the trade deadline, a lot of rumors going around that they were going to trade a lot of their players. They pretty much kept everyone, and also added Jakob Poeltl, who he's also playing well, guys. They're starting center now, big man. This is what they needed. I know he's giving them a presence on defense. He can also finish around the hoop. He got 18 rebounds, I think, in the previous game, doing a lot of work for the Raptors. They are clearly the favorite in this game, but guys, I don't know if I'll be able to lay 7 points on the road with Toronto, even if they are playing against the Pistons, who don't give a crap about winning or losing their ball games. Next game, guys, Indiana at Orlando. Orlando favored by 3. I had Orlando favored by 3.5, just a half-point difference. My estimate with the actual line. The Magic, guys, needed a buzzer-beating tip-in against the Pistons. Man, thank God they got that buzzer. Thank God they got that tip-in. I did not want that game to overtime. I had Detroit in that game with the plus 7.5, and I was worried that the thing would have gone to overtime. Then I could have easily seen a collapse for the Pistons. 2-point W, got the win for the Magic, and also gave me the win with my bet. Orlando, guys, lost a tough one at home in their last game against the Celtics. They were down big, but a flurry of threes. They were just hitting threes after threes. Miles Turner hit 8, I think, career high for their center. Big man hitting 8 threes. Indiana, guys, at home is a tough outfit. They are 18 and 15 at home and just 8 and 20 on the road. Jekyll and Hyde, guys, completely different when they leave their home court. The reason for this 3-point line, I don't think Orlando is that much better than they are. If you look at their overall records, they are similar, 25 and 35 for Orlando, 26 and 35 for Indiana. Pretty evenly matched teams, but Orlando, guys, playing at home gives them this slight advantage. No lean in this game, guys, but Orlando is obviously the favorite. The younger guys here, they are a young team. Well, like I've mentioned many times when I'm talking about this team, inconsistency is something that we got to get used to with the Orlando Magic. No lean on this game as of now. We'll look at it again tomorrow. Next game, Miami at Charlotte. Miami, a 4.5 point favorite. I had Miami favored by 4. Both these teams were in action tonight. They're going to be on the back end of a back-to-back. Miami got dismantled on the road at Milwaukee. Giannis made a surprise appearance in that game. He was going to be out. He ended up playing. It was bad news for Miami. They got destroyed. They pretty much gave up in that game, knowing that they have a game tomorrow night against the Hornets. A little more feasible for them. An easier game. Kevin Love and Cody Zeller made their debuts for Miami. Everyone else pretty much healthy. They're only missing Kyle Lowry. They are the favorites in tomorrow's game. Charlotte, guys, got their 3rd straight win, and wow, what a win that was in Minnesota. Man, I love the Hornets. This is a game that I had yesterday. If you guys can see here on my Telegram, this is what my Telegram channel looks like. You can also see the link at the top of the screen. This is today's and yesterday's picks. I had Detroit, like I mentioned, against Orlando with the plus 7.5 the first day after the All-Star break. Tonight, guys, I had Brooklyn with the plus 2.5. Unfortunately, that was a loser. That was a quick loser. They unbelievable. Just I think they scored something like 22 points in the first half. Hadn't seen that in a long time either. That might even be a record also. Then, as you can see over here, Charlotte with the plus 7. I had Charlotte with the plus 7. I also got them on the money line. That was a good win for me. And I also hit Golden State with the -9. Those were my 2 picks. My 3 picks for tonight. Actually, 4 if you count the money line play on Charlotte and the handicap. It was a good night overall. Brooklyn was the only disappointment. In tomorrow's game, guys, Charlotte, it's going to be tough to bet against these guys, even though they probably are going to be a little more tired than Miami. Miami is a good ball club whenever they decide to play. That's the one thing with Miami, guys, especially for me, tough to handicap this team this year. They've been so inconsistent. They are much better than Charlotte in this game, but I wouldn't rule out Charlotte, guys, getting another W in tomorrow's game. They got a lot of their players back. They are pretty much playing at full strength for the first time this season. Kelly Oubre Jr. is back in the lineup. Terry Rozier. They got Gordon Hayward. They got LaMelo Ball. They got some good players over there. These players, guys, are not as bad as their 18-43 overall record. We know they've been struggling with injuries all season. We're going to look at this game tomorrow, guys. I don't rule out a play with Charlotte, even though it's not an early lean of mine. Next game, New Orleans at New York. New York favored by 3. I had New York favored by 2.5, just a half-point difference. The Knicks were also in action tonight, playing in Washington. Got a nice W on the road. And the Knicks, guys, they play good ball on the road. 18-12, much better than their home record of 16-15. Still, they're still the favorites, even though the Pelicans are going to be rested tomorrow. Like I mentioned in my previous video, the Pelicans, guys, I think they're going to slip out of the playoff picture. Zion Williamson's not going to be back for weeks now. I think if they fall out of the playoff picture, they might just shut him down for the rest of the season. The future does not look bright for the Pelicans. The Knicks, guys, rightfully so the favorite in this game. The only thing the Pelicans got going for them, I think, is rest. No lean in this game because the line is accurate, but obviously we're going to look at it again tomorrow and see what we got. Next game, Denver at Memphis. Memphis, just a 1.5-point favorite. I had Memphis favored by 3. I expected Memphis to be a little higher favorite at home. At home, guys, we know they are very, very good. 24-5, very good home team. Denver, not that good on the road, just 15-14. Denver, guys, got a nice win in their last game against Cleveland. Jokic put up huge numbers. I think he had something like he had a triple-double, something like 24 points, 18 rebounds, 13 assists. Just a crazy stat line. The Joker, guys, on his way to the 3rd MVP. Best player in the world, in my opinion. I've said it a lot of times. Memphis, guys, they're going to be getting Luke Kennard back in their game tomorrow. They suffered a very, very bad loss. They were up double digits against the Sixers on the road in their last game. Gave up a huge run at the end. Philly ended up winning and covering that line in that game. They were 3-point favorites. They were down by, I think, 11 or 12 with just a couple minutes left. Furious comeback by Philly. They ended up winning that game by 5. Man, I kind of feel bad for the Memphis backers in that game. But that's the NBA, guys. Just crazy, crazy stuff. It's that time of the year also where we see some pretty incredible things in the league. For tomorrow's game, guys, I see Luke Kennard is going to be playing for Memphis. Denver is going to be playing without Eric Gordon again. Guys, this line is very low. I expect a lot of people to be chasing Memphis tomorrow. If this line stays this low tomorrow, -1.5, max -2, I'm going to be looking for a possible play on Denver. This is one of my early leans, a play on Denver. Next game, Boston at Philly. Boston, 1.5-point favorite. I had Boston favored by 2. Line is pretty accurate. I expected the Celtics to be a little higher favorite over here. Even though, guys, in their last game, they did struggle, like I mentioned, against the Pacers. They got the job done. Philly is not the Pacers, guys. They are a very, very good team. 24-8 at home. 39-19 on the season. Just 2.5 games. Actually, 3 games behind Boston in these Eastern Conference standings. This is undoubtedly going to be the game to watch tomorrow. Should be very exciting. A very entertaining ball game. Guys, I am kind of leaning with the Sixers in that game. I did like how they came back in that last game against Memphis. I think momentum could carry over. Boston did not play very convincing basketball against the Pacers in their last game. We could see Philly over here sneaking in a W on their home court. I'm going to be leaning Philly here for my second game. Next game, San Antonio at Utah. Utah favored by 10. I had Utah favored by 9, just a point higher. We know the Spurs, guys, is probably the worst team in the league. They've lost 15 straight games. 15 straight, 14 and 46 on the season. An absolute disaster of a team. Utah, guys, I don't think they're too interested in winning too many ball games. Like I mentioned in one of the previous videos that I talked about Utah during the trade deadline, they gave up a lot of players. 3 players up from the rotation. They waived Russell Westbrook, cleared up a bunch of cap space. They look like they're getting prepared for next season. A classic Danny Ainge job. It's going to be tough for them to lose tomorrow to tank against the Spurs. The Spurs are just very, very bad. I don't see them. I don't know, guys. Utah. They should win tomorrow's game, guys. Even though we do see some players over here. Colin Sexton, he missed the last game. He's also going to be missing tomorrow. Kelly Olynyk is also listed as questionable. Spurs, not even worth mentioning who's going to be in and out for them. I don't think it makes much of a difference. Utah should win this game, guys. But with crazy things going on, anything could happen here. I would not be surprised if we saw something crazy happen over here also. Even though I don't think it's very likely. Anyways, guys, these are the 7 games. My early leans as of now are with Denver in the +2 and Philly with the +1.5. These are my early leans, guys, right now. Obviously, guys, just early leans. We're going to look at everything tomorrow, see who's in, who's out, look at the lineups, look at the lines, and come up with something good again. Hopefully, we can keep this nice little run after the All-Star break going and finish out the regular season in style. Anyways, guys, with that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. Have a good rest, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Later.